Welcome on into the fastest 30 minutes in all the sports. It's your boy G Bush. We back again with another episode of the Ultimate Browns. Shout out to everybody. I was missing a last couple days. I am good. We ready to get back to you. We missed Friday. We missed Monday. But without further ado, I got to get you set up, ready to go for the weekend with this episode of the Ultimate Browns. Got a great show coming up for you as always. We're going to talk about a nice poll question I saw on the internet. It talked about which person would you want to add to this Cleveland Browns team that's a former Cleveland Brown great that could put us over the top? I think, this is a very interesting thing. We'll share what the poll says on Twitter, and we'll get your thoughts as well in the comment section below. Also, got some behind-the-scenes looks at Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy, newest to the Cleveland Browns, one of the guys that we're going to be counting on to spread the field and to get deep and vertical. Got the extension. We'll take a look at what he's been doing to set himself up a little bit in getting ready for the Cleveland Browns and getting ready to indoctrinate himself to the dog pound. We'll talk about that as well. But you know what we got to do. We always got to talk about what it is you saw in the thumbnail. And you clicked on this video because of Deshaun Watson. And we'll talk about extensions. Earlier today and throughout this week, Andrew Berry talked about the possibility of already thinking about Deshaun Watson and whether or not they should be thinking extension. And I know a lot of people are going around the clock saying, extension? He hasn't even played that well in these first few games. I'm going to play a clip from earlier today, and this is my thoughts on Deshaun Watson extensions, and you can catch this full clip on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.
We only thinking about the very next show. For GMs and like Andrew Berry and the organization, they have to think 2 steps ahead. They got to say, okay, well, we moving all this money around, and we figured that we need this money to make the roster better. They have to be able to forecast whether or not Deshaun Watson is going to, what does that really look like? I think that they're hoping he comes out, he has a good year, and they're already thinking, okay, well, now we're on track, we're moving forward. Now we can potentially think about what the next contract looks like. I mean, because quiet is kept. What are you in, year 3? This is year 3, right?
Approaching year 3.
Year 3. And how many years is the contract? 5? So you're going into it next year. So after next year, that means that's year 4. Generally speaking, you're thinking about, okay, well, are we signing this guy? What are we doing? What's next?
And you can catch that clip. That was earlier today on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. You guys can check that clip out, get the full conversation with myself, Jay, and Adam the Bull. But the thought process in that is, look, Deshaun Watson is the guy right now. And I think a lot of what happens in the conversations around Deshaun Watson happens to be that it's the thought process that Deshaun is still on a trial run. And if Deshaun doesn't play well this year, we're going to have to move on. Or if Deshaun isn't really the guy, where do we go next? And I think what Andrew Berry is signaling to people is saying, look, Deshaun has not had an opportunity to really give his stamp and have his stamp on his team and his organization because he hasn't played in everything but 11 games. So what he's saying is, I fully expect Deshaun Watson to be that guy, to fully bounce back and be what he was. And if he is fully bounced back, if he is fully Deshaun Watson, if he is that guy that's showing no signs of being an elite quarterback, then you go into year 4 and you say to yourself, well, look, we got to figure out what we're doing, because everything is predicated on Deshaun Watson. Everything is predicated on how he is. And as a GM, you don't have the luxury of thinking one-dimensional, right? I believe when you're a general, when you're a good front office, when you are a person who is an analyst, you have to look at all the different varieties and timelines and alternate timelines and parallel universes where Deshaun Watson is great, Deshaun Watson gets injured, Deshaun Watson it doesn't play well, Deshaun Watson is just mediocre. Because you have to have a contingency plan for each one of those iterations, right? You got to have those contingency plans. So a lot of people automatically say, well, why would we be talking extension at this point in time when he hasn't shown X, Y, or Z? And the thought process as to why the Cleveland Browns already have that contingency plan is because they are thinking ahead of the situation. They're moving ahead of the sticks. And if they have full confidence in Deshaun Watson, if they have full confidence he's going to get to where he goes, the natural progression is to already be thinking about what does a next contract look for a guy who's a franchise quarterback? Because guess what? If he plays well next year, they're going to be looking to sign him again, right? Another reason why it doesn't really shock me that Andrew Berry in the front office will be looking at extensions and doing things like that, and it may seem odd to laymen's and the people in the media or even people that are fans, is look at the track record and the way they moved and predicated. Look at the way that they've done business. You take a look at it, right or wrong. They gave Jack Conklin an extension, right? They like to get ahead of things. They go and they think about paying money as in not now, but in the future, right or wrong, or whatever your thought process is, if you agree with that or not. But look at the track record. Read the tea leaves. They've already shown you. The David Njoku contract didn't pay off till last year. Before, people talked about he was overpaid. They talked about potentially him moving on from him. He hadn't showed what he showed last year, but you know what they did? They preemptively gave him a contract based upon what they thought he was going to be. That paid out. They did the same for Jack Conklin. However, Jack Conklin got hurt. They gave him a new extension, but preemptively, before he even hit free agency, they did that. They done it preemptively with the 5th year with Jed Wills. They preemptively done it with Greg Newsome. They gave Jerry Jeudy an extra extension before they even knew what he was. They knew they wanted him. They traded for him, and then they extended him. They've done those things across the board with multiple positions. So I believe that shows you exactly why I believe they would do some of the same things with Deshaun Watson. We just getting started here. We just getting started here. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you get each and every single one of our shows. We got great shows. We got the Ultimate 216, Ultimate Cavaliers. You want to keep that locked on that because Ultimate Cavaliers is playoff time, right? And we got the Ultimate Guardians, right? We got the Ultimate Guardians, Zach Meisel and Adam the Bull. Guardians' best record in the league. If you're a baseball fan, spring is here, summer's coming. That's the place you want to get to. And of course, you're going to get Ultimate Cleveland Browns every week right here on Monday and Fridays. Coming up, we got some behind the scenes look at Jerry Jeudy. He's working his tail off. Let's see what he's doing to get prepared for this season. You're listening to G. Bush and the Ultimate Browns. It's playoff time in the NBA and the NHL. Baseball is in full swing, and FanDuel is your place to bet every single game. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets, guaranteed. That's $150 with bonus bets, win or lose. Bet on everything from your slap shots to the home runs and slam dunks. All of it is on the app that is safe, secure, and easy to use. What are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com/UCSS and make your first bet an automatic win. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Welcome back to the Ultimate Brown Show. G. Bush in here. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at GBush91. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel and continue to support with the like buttons in the comment section below. Also, don't forget, we got some exciting things coming up as well. We got the hotline and different things like that as well. Make sure you're checking in for all the updates that we got in with the Cleveland Browns and the Ultimate Browns here on the UCS network. Let's get back to it. Let's get to our second story today. Jerry Jeudy was the big splash that Andrew Berry made during free agency in trade and during our offseason. Able to get Jerry Jeudy, they extended him. We got an opportunity to take a look behind the scenes at what Jerry Jeudy is doing to prepare himself for this year.
This is literally more than a game. Like, this is his life. Everything that Jerry does is football.
Jerry, one word, energy. He's going to come in, he's going to do whatever you tell him. Whatever's on the slate, whatever's on the menu, Jerry's going to eat it up. Brown's got a good one.
In life, it's all about left and right. It's all about what happens, what you do. So I already feel like he's one of the greats. He just has to get put in black and white. That's all people want to see.
It's a new team, new city. I've been watching them for a few years now, and you can see the turn they making and becoming a winning program, and I just want to be a part of that.
Bring it up, baby, let's go. Get it one, bring it up. Boom, boom, good. Now go for speed.
Do whatever you want. One thing you can't do is miss out on that work.
Chase for greatness. Shout out to, and that's courtesy of University Hospitals and Jerry Jeudy. And listen, I'm excited to see that, man. I'm excited to see what Jerry Jeudy is planning on doing. And one of the things I love about that media right there is I love when players take back the opportunity to create their own narratives. I love when players get an opportunity to show what they are behind the scenes. And so much what has been said about Jerry Jeudy is by somebody in another city, by Mark Schlereth, by guys that work in the Denver Broncos organization. And you know what? That's human nature. That's human nature. I'm sure that we haven't been as kind to the people that are no longer in the Cleveland Browns, that are moving to other organizations that are looking for your second start. That's listen, trust me, that's human nature. But the thing that I'm excited about is the fact that anytime you've been given another opportunity and another opportunity to go out there and grow and to take another chance at somebody wanting you, there's something special about that. I haven't always been a person who's been in the media or has been where I am today. I had to grind from the bottom. And one of the things that you learn from when you grind from the bottom is you just want to be a part of an organization that wants you. You want to be a part of a company that wants your talents. Have you ever worked for a company and you felt like you were undervalued? You felt like you were taken advantage of? You feel like nobody really understood what you brought to the table? That's a part of being an adult. And everybody has been in an organization or a job or a workplace where you just felt like your company didn't really care about what you did. They didn't say you was a part of the core moving forward. They didn't give you an opportunity to move up. They didn't give you an opportunity to advance in the company and thought of you as a manager or as a person that was vital to the day-to-day success of your team. And so when you look at Jerry Jeudy and people talk about, oh, well, he only gonna get 800 yards and he's been underperforming, underwhelming, and all that good stuff. Sometimes it just don't work out in certain areas. Sometimes you just need a new perspective on things. And so for Jerry Jeudy, it's an opportunity to come here in Cleveland and not only to know that the Cleveland Browns have been coveting him and wanting him and adding and wanting him to be a part of this offense. They not only did that, they said, listen, sight unseen, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to show you ultimate love and respect, how much we like you. We're going to extend you right now. And they say, wow, why would you do that? Because you know what it does? It shows a young guy to come in, listen, bro, we understand. Let us show you how much we appreciate you by giving you this extension now. All you got to do is come in and learn the playbook. All you got to come in and is buy in. I love what that the audio said. Jerry's going to come in and do exactly whatever you want him to do. And I love the fact that that's part of his mindset, and we are actually absolutely getting the opportunity to see that. I think Jerry Jeudy, to me, is a guy that's going to get 1,100 yards next year. I think there's an energy around this team, this culture, and I saw Deshaun Watson up close and personal. I feel like Deshaun Watson is back to the bow and arrow Deshaun Watson. As I take my earphones out, I get excited about this sometimes. And right now, I think one of the things is we all need to tap in. We all need to tap in, and we all need to understand, like, listen, hey, we need to be all in this year because we got the team, we got the roster to do it. I think Jerry Jeudy is a huge part of what we're going to do moving forward. I think that he has the skill set. I think that he's gonna come in and have an axe to grind. I like people with chips on their shoulder. Elijah Moore, you in your last year deal. You probably a little antsy. You seeing Jerry Jeudy get that bag? Jerry Jeudy, you see what they was talking about in Denver? Got an opportunity to prove him wrong. Nick Chubb, hey, a lot of people said you ain't gonna be back till week 10. What we gonna see about that? Deshaun Watson, you know what it is with you. You know they don't. You know they count you out. They done already shadow realmed you. You ain't nobody to be talked about. You're a bottom tier quarterback as far as the media is concerned. Should we keep going on? Amari Cooper, they've been trying to tell you can't get no more money forever. Mark Cooper's getting up there in age. All you did is go out and break the single record for receiving, and they talk about you ain't getting no money. Greg Newsome. They said you just a slot corner. You just a slot. You ain't no outside guy. You know what I'm saying? Emerson, you're a 3rd-round pick. Is you really worth that next generation bag, Grand Delpa? You stay hurt. Juan Thornhill, you was hurt all last year. We needed to see some playmaking ability. Hey, Myles Garrett, they still be telling you every single week, you got to come to OTAs because you got to have focus and you need to be a leader. It's a lot of teams. Jim Schwartz, your defense was great at home. On the road, no. Everybody on this team got something to prove. And I'm excited that they're going to go out there and do just that in 2024. Coming up, we're going to get to a nice poll. I like this poll. We talked about which former Brown would you take in the past that could help you get over the top, right? If you could bring one guy from the past and put him on his team, which guy would you do? I thought it was an interesting poll, getting opportunity for you guys to apply and make sure you do that. You'll listen to G. Bush and the Ultimate Brown Show right here on the UCSS network. I've been told I'm a competitive person. Right now, I want the Ultimate Brown Show to be the best show on UCSS network. I like McNuggets and Ultimate Cast and Jason Lloyd. I like them. I like Adam the Bull and Zach Meisel over there, Ultimate Guardians. And you know, Earl the Pearl is my dude. That's my brother from another mother. You know what it is, but I gotta be top-notch Bill on this place. It's G. Bush, the Kool-Aid Mafia. So you know that I have a competitive side, and we all do. And my competitive side is a big fan of Monopoly Go. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's been downloaded over 150 million times. It's a great twist on Monopoly where you play or not one, but hundreds of Monopoly boards in crazy locations, buildings, and amazing cities to bring in the big money. The best of the part about it is messing with your friends and family. I could charge them rent on my iconic properties, just like Classic Monopoly, but now I can also rob their vaults and riches for myself. And the leaderboards show me who's the biggest Monopoly tycoon. But it's not just my competitive side that loves it. You can learn and you can play with your friends and people all around the world in time tournaments to earn huge rewards. So get in the game and join your friends. Download Monopoly Go now for free on the App Store or Google Play. Welcome back to the Ultimate Brown Show. Thank you so much for making the Ultimate Browns a part of your day and your afternoon. G. Bush in here with you. We talked a little bit about Jerry Jeudy. If you missed that, rewind that. Go back and check that out if you just tuning in. And we also got to Andrew Berry and talks about Deshaun Watson and an extension. Let's get to this. I saw this on Twitter, and I thought it was a very fascinating, type deal. And it talks about who you would take from the past to see if you can bring them now and be part of the team. So right now, shout out to my man at AO216. If you could bring one of the Browns players back in their prime for 2024 and 2025 season, who would you pick? So right here, the top 3 votes or the choices are Josh Gordon, Joe Thomas, and Josh Cribbs. This is very razor close when it comes to talk about which guy you would take. I thought this was a really good poll question. For me, I look at it like this. Joe Thomas is probably by far probably one of the best Cleveland Browns of all time. He's on a short list with Otto Graham, Lou Groza, Jim Browns, the Marion Motleys. He's on a very short list of guys who are on that pantheon of the greatest Browns of all time. Don't get it twisted. Here's the problem. He plays a position at offensive tackle, right? And you could be a great offensive tackle, but if you don't have the surrounding pieces or parts, just take a look at Joe's career. You're not going to be very successful. Joe toiled in his whole career, was the best left tackle in the game, but could not find a quarterback. Couldn't do it. Couldn't find a quarterback. So Joe Thomas's teams weren't that well. And it's one of the worst travesties that I've seen in a long time in sports is being that good at the top of the food chain, being one of the best guys in the community, the best locker room guy, overall one of the best pros of all time, and to not be rewarded with an opportunity to play for a championship, to me, is crazy. Josh Cribbs is also another one of those guys. Swiss Army knife, one of the best special team players to ever put a helmet on, not just with the Browns, but still did not have the offensive firepower, no quarterback, didn't do a good job of putting anything around him in terms of making him another weapon in the offensive system. For me, I got to go with one Josh Gordon. And I don't put this slightly. I don't make this hyperbole. Josh Gordon is one of the greatest to ever put the helmet on. I've never seen a guy with the skill set of Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon in his prime walked away from everybody. Josh Gordon in his prime had speed that we hadn't seen. He made everybody look like he was jogging slow. Was able to catch the ball over the middle, can go up and make contested catches, and he had this speed that would just make you look like you was standing in place. You see guys full tilt out there trying to catch Josh Flash Gordon. Couldn't do it. To me, for my money, Josh Gordon, people say it. You heard Michael Irvin say it. You've heard Coach Prime say it. You've heard multiple guys who are Hall of Famers at that position say that Josh Gordon is a Randy Moss type talent in the league. When you look at T.O., you look at Randy Moss, and you look at Josh Gordon, on God-given ability, he is one of the guys that is in that level. He's of that echelon right there. And if you put him with Deshaun Watson and Cooper and Jeudy, stop playing with me. Are you serious? Woo! Listen, he ain't playing no games. He ain't playing no games, right? Josh Gordon is that deal, man. I would take Joe Thomas. Joe Thomas will help us out a lot. But I gotta keep it real. I'm gonna take Josh Gordon if I gotta add one player to this team in 24 and 2025 to make a difference. And the Cleveland Browns is up and rolling. Speaking of, if we get him, I go draft another position. Give me an edge rusher or something. If we can get Josh Gordon back, if we was playing this year. That's just my opinion. But what do you think? What do you think? Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know. Who do you got? Joe Thomas, Josh Cribbs, or Flash Gordon? You let me know. Let me know why. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit that notification bell so you get all of the UCSS shows and podcasts right here on the UCSS network. As I told you, 30 minutes flies, don't it, when you have a stupendous time. With that being said, G. Bush is ready to go. Draft is coming up. 1 week to go almost into the draft. We got another episode coming up Monday and Friday. We get you ready for that. And don't forget, Ultimate Browns will have a recap. Ultimate Browns will have a recap after the draft on Friday coming up. After the draft in the third and fourth round, we'll be with Arda Pearl. We will be with Tyvis, and you'll have me. We'll break down all the draft coverage for the Cleveland Browns, who they picked. Did we like it? Did we not? And we'll do that. It's called Ultimate Browns After Dark. Get ready. We'll put some stuff out there, and you will be notified. With that being said, you never know when G. Bush is going to show up. But when he do, you know he's bringing the Clippers with us. Have a good day. Have a great rest of your weekends, and most importantly, go Browns.